and we're going to go to page 145. 145. It's review. Oh, here comes Christopher. Everybody's slowly coming in today. That's all right. It's one of those days. Reviewing sentence openers, basically. And you've already started using these in your writing, but it says, and hi, Christopher. Hi, London. See you guys. We're on page 145. A sentence opener is a descriptive word, phrase, or clause that is added to the beginning of a sentence. Using different types of sentence openers makes writing more interesting. That's why we do it, so we don't start our sentences the same all the time. Add prepositional phrase openers, that's the number 2 opener, and ly adverb openers, that's the number 3 opener. To make these paragraphs more interesting to read, use your own words or words in the margin. So you've got choices here in the margin. These are ly adverbs: certainly, generally, occasionally, proudly, surprisingly, usually. And then here's some recommendations for prepositions: beside, by, in, near, and with. So you're going to finish this story here. All the blanks, you're going to plug in what you think would fit best in the story. So I'm going to have you guys write, and then you can share out what you put, okay? So this first one, blank the vegetables and fruit fill the garden. This should be a prepositional opener. So use a preposition here. The vegetables and fruit fill the garden, and you can use your choices here, like by May or by June, the vegetables and fruit fill the garden. Or in the summer, the vegetables and fruit fill the garden, or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to let you decide. So Megan, we're on, good morning, by the way, Megan. I see you there. We're on page 145. Okay, so we're filling in these blanks. We're practicing using prepositional openers and ly adverb openers. So you guys write your own. We'll share it out in a minute, but write your own prepositional opener here. If you need to go back to your post-it of prepositions, you can do that too. But put an opener here. Give me a thumbs up when you're done with that. Put in your own prepositional opener here. Okay, good. I see that. Okay. You got one, London? Okay, and Megan, did you get a chance to do one?
Not yet.
Okay, so you got choices over here. You can use or pick a different one. I suggest saying maybe in the summer. That would be a good prepositional opener. In the summer. All right, I'm going to keep going. Bunnies visit the lettuce and cabbage heads. Blank chipmunks nibble on the corn, peas, and beans. Bees, that was weird. Okay, chipmunks nibble on the corn, peas, and beans. So you can use an ly there, like occasionally chipmunks nibble on the corn, peas, and beans, or generally or surprisingly or usually, that would be a good one too. Usually chipmunks nibble on the corn, peas, and beans. So think of an ly here by chipmunks and write one of those in. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the next sentence. I'll put just so you can remember what you're putting in these lines here. I'm going to put underneath this, I'm going to put prep. So you know that should be a prepositional phrase. This is ly. You're going to put an ly word in that blank. Blank, a goose has laid 7 eggs. This one's also going to be a prepositional phrase, like near the cabbage, a goose has laid 7 eggs, or beside the carrots, a goose has laid 7 eggs, something like that. So do a prepositional opener for this one. They will hatch, they will soon hatch, and the garden will be filled with baby birds. And now I'm going to go down here to this part. Blank is a scarecrow. This is another prepositional phrase here. So it could be like in the middle is a scarecrow. In the middle of the garden is a scarecrow, or um, near the garden is a scarecrow. Beside any of these prepositions here, or others, if you want to look on your other page there. And then blank, he stands 6 feet in the air. This needs to be an ly. Proudly, he stands 6 feet in the air. Or boldly, he stands 6 feet in the air. Or what's another one from this list? Certainly, he stands 6 feet in the air. Okay, do an ly there. Straw sticks out of his arms and legs. And then blank, birds nap on his shoulders and sit on his head. This is going to be a prepositional phrase. So it could be something like, in the afternoon, birds nap on his shoulders and sit on his head. Or in the morning. Blank mice like Johnny and Timmy scamper up his pant legs. This is an ly. So, like, usually mice like Johnny and Timmy scamper up his pant legs, or surprisingly, mice like Johnny and Timmy scamper up his pant legs. And the last one is another ly right here. The garden is a delightful place. So, definitely the garden is a delightful place, or certainly the garden is a delightful place, or usually the garden is a delightful place. All right. Give me a thumbs up when you got them all filled in with something. Okay, I see that, Julio. Okay, good, London. Okay. I'm going to read it through real quick. I see that. I'm going to read it through real quick without the openers. I'm just going to read it without the openers, and you're going to see how plain it sounds. And then I'm going to ask for a volunteer to read yours with your different openers. Okay, so this is how it sounds without. The vegetables and fruit fill the garden. Bunnies visit the lettuce and cabbage heads. Chipmunks nibble on corn, peas, and beans. A goose laid 7 eggs. They will soon hatch, and the garden will be filled with baby birds. Is a scarecrow. He stands 6 feet in the air. Straw sticks out of his arms and legs. Birds nap on his shoulders and sit on his head. Mice like Johnny and Timmy scamper up his pant legs. The garden is a delightful place. That's how it is without the openers. Now, do I have a volunteer that wants to read yours with the new openers? Okay, good. I see two. Let's hear both of them. I'll start with Olivia and then London. You can read yours. So go ahead, Olivia. Oops, wait, Olivia, you're muted. Unmute.
By summer, the vegetables and fruit fill the garden. Bunnies visit the lettuce and cabbage heads. Usually, chipmunks nibble on the corn, peas, and beans. Beside the tomatoes, a goose has laid 7 eggs. They will soon hatch and the garden will be filled with baby birds. By the garden is a scarecrow. Surprisingly, he stands 6 feet in the air. Straw sticks out of his arms and legs. In the morning, birds nap on his shoulders and sit on his head. Usually, mice like Johnny and Timmy scamper up his pant legs. Usually, the garden is a delightful place.
Yay! I love it. Nice job. Okay, you guys, give her a clap in the camera. Good job. Okay, London, what is your story? It sounds so much better with all those words, huh? Like a lot better. Let me hear yours, London.
In the spring, the vegetables and fruit fill the garden. Bunnies visit the lettuce and cabbage heads. Generally, chipmunks nibble on the corn, peas, and beans. Beside the barn, a goose has laid 7 eggs. They will soon hatch, and the garden will be filled with baby birds. Near the tree is a scarecrow. Proudly, he stands 6 feet in the air. Straw sticks out of his arms and legs. At night, birds nap on his shoulders and sit on his head. Usually, mice like Johnny, and Timmy scamper up his pant legs. Certainly, the garden is a delightful place.
Yes, nice. I like yours too. They're both so good. Okay, guys, you know what to do in the camera. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Okay, that's why we use those. It just really makes the story come alive. All right, let's go to page 147 now. And I'm going to have Julio read the sentence today. Oops, but you're muted. Okay, there you go.
Johnny replied that they had problems, which prompted his visit to the country.
Prompted. Good. Okay, so prompted is our vocabulary word and it just means move to action. Prompted means move to action. So that's what made him want to go visit to his visit to the country. Okay. Check vocabulary. We have one article. Go ahead and find that. 4 nouns. How about Christopher? Where are the 4 nouns?
Johnny,
Yep.
problems,
Okay.
country,
Good. It's one more actually. It's a tricky one.
which,
No, not which.
visit,
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we have his, which is telling whose visit it is, but visit is actually a noun in this sentence. That's why I always want you guys to read the sentence first before you start labeling stuff, because you might have thought that visit was a verb, and sometimes it is. But in this context, it's his visit, so it's a noun. How about the pronoun, Megan? Where's the pronoun in here? Oops, you're muted still.
They.
There you go. Good. They. Okay. The adjective, I kind of gave it away already, but it's his visit. It's telling whose visit it is. So his is the adjective for visit. We're going to come back to the prepositional phrase. So Sydney, where is the who which clause? If you're there. I don't see her all of a sudden. How about Olivia, where's the who which clause?
starts at which and ends at country.
Good. And then London, where's the that clause?
Um, that they had problems.
Good. And then Christopher, how about the verbs? Subject verb pairs. How about you do them both?
Had,
Okay,
and the subject is they.
good.
Visit,
Well, in this sentence, visit is actually a noun. So it's not going to be visit.
prompt,
Good. Prompted.
which,
That's the subject. Good.
Johnny,
Okay.
and reply.
Nice. Good job. Now the prepositional phrase. What do you think, Sydney? Where's the prepositional phrase in here?
To the country.
Yes. Excellent. And then Megan, what kind of an opener is this?
Subject opener.
Yeah, subject. So
One.
we're going to put, yep, you got it. One subject. Over here, that's all of those. Over here, we just have one capital. That's easy. And then a period. That wasn't so bad. Any questions about today's grammar or any grammar from your homework that you have? No? Okay. Good. All right. Well, we're done with grammar, so you can set that aside. You're going to do the next 3 pages for your homework. And we're going to talk about your paragraph that you worked on this week. Actually, you guys worked on one paragraph about service animals. So we're going to talk about that today from the test. We're still going to do a little bit of practice for the test this week to get ready for it. It's really going to be a piece of cake for you guys, at least the writing part, because that's what we're practicing and getting ready for it. And you have a good plan. So I'm going to put in the chat. We're going to try this, okay? So in the chat, in a minute, I'm going to put a link. And then I want you to click on the link and it should take you to the practice test site so we can look at it together, but I want to see if it works on your computer. So here's the link. So if you click on it, give me a thumbs up if it opens it up in a new tab for you. Okay, and you can see the login. And you might not be able to see the Zoom anymore, but that's okay if you don't. I'm going to walk you through what to click. Okay, so let me get to mine. Give me a thumbs up if you can still see my screen. You cannot. Okay, some say no, some say yes. Okay, so Julio, I saw you said no. You're just gonna have to listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna walk you through what to click. And if you need any help though, and this goes for anybody, just unmute and let me know, okay? So you should see a screen that shows please sign in, and it's got a place for your name and all that. So do you see the button that says continue as guest? It's on the right side of the screen, it's blue. Okay, click continue as guest. That's because we are doing a practice test. This is not the real thing, okay? On the day that you're doing the real thing, your HST will help you log in with all your stuff that you need to log in with. Click the button next that says guest session. It's also blue with a question mark and a computer. Click that button that says guest session. Okay. And for today, and I know that some are in different grades in this class, but I want everyone to choose grade 5. Even if you're not in grade 5, everybody's going to choose grade 5 today so we can look at this at the same time. Okay. Now you should see these big bars that look like they're pink and kind of a brownish color, green color. So the first big pink bar says Smarter Balanced Practice Test. I want you to click the first pink bar, Smarter Balanced Practice Test. Okay. And then you're going to see 4 other pink boxes underneath that. There's 2 for English language arts and 2 for mathematics. Look for the second one down that says Start Grade 5 ELA Performance Task. Find the box that says that. Start Grade 5 ELA Performance Task and click that. Thumbs up if you're with me so far. You guys got it? Okay, good. Good. If anybody needs help, please let me know. I don't want to go too fast. Okay. Megan, are you good? Okay. Did you have a question, Julio? It looks like you're probably trying to find the Zoom, huh? Oh, you got it? Okay. At the bottom, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute to tell you. Uh,
You figured it out. That's good. You're pretty smart. You got this.
now I need to get back to that. Right here. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, guest session.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do this again.
Oh, okay.
Grade 5, smarter balance.
Yeah. Did everybody select grade 5? Make sure you select grade 5. Okay, good.
Got it.
Okay. And it
Um,
should say choose settings now at the top. And then there's a bunch of stuff to choose right there. Don't click on any of that stuff. Just go to the bottom where it says select. It's in blue and it says select at the bottom. Click select.
got it.
Good. And now you should see one that says audio/video checks. And there's a play button. Go ahead and click play and you're going to hear a do 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 do. So click that.
Got it. It
Okay. If you heard it, did everybody hear that, by the way, on yours? Okay, good. You're going to do that on the day of the test and check and make sure your headphones are working and that everything's as it should be. So you're going to click the blue button that says I could play the sound and video. So click the one that says I could play sound and video. All right. Now, at the very bottom, you should see another blue button that says begin test now. Go ahead and click begin test now. Thumbs up if you see what I showed you last week with all the sources on the left and you see on the right, there's a blue number 1. Yay! Okay, Christopher, did you have a question?
Which one make, makes you go to the sound thing?
That was back when you were selecting, it was like the settings and stuff. And then do you see a box that shows a play button in it on yours? If you keep clicking the blue buttons, until you see a play button and then it'll play the sound for you. Do you see that, Christopher? Unmute and tell me if you see it.
I began the test.
Okay, you got it. Okay, good. So, and everybody should say service, animals, opinion, performance, task. Make sure yours says that. Service, it's right here. Service, animals, performance, opinion, performance, task. Okay, good. Yay, you did it. Good job, you guys. All right. So this is what it's going to look like similar to this on the day of the test. This is for the writing part of the test. It's called performance task. Okay. And I know I showed you some of this last week, but I wanted you to be able to click through it on your own computer so you can see what it feels like. On the left side of your screen, you're going to notice this is where all the sources are. And if you are on a laptop, you can use your 2 fingers on your pad to scroll, or if you have a mouse, you can scroll. I want you to practice just scrolling all the way to the bottom and then go all the way to the top. And you're going to see that's the part where you're going to read. Okay, I just want you to see what it looks like. And I saw a hand there, Julio. Did you have a question?
um, so I already read all this, so I remember everything.
Yay!
This morning so I think I asked you at the end of class, what we had to do for our homework, and you said that we had to just read the monkey helpers, but then I looked at the last night at like 9 o'clock, I looked at check what you wanted us to do, and it was a paragraph on it.
Yeah, okay, good. So did you write the paragraph about
Yeah,
it?
I got it done this
Good.
morning.
Okay, good. So yeah, always check Google Classroom if you're not sure what the homework is. I always put the instructions in there, so that's good to double check that. So good job. So you read the first source. If you scroll down a little bit until you see source one right here, and then you see monkey helpers, that is the first source, and that's the one you guys did for homework right here. So I want to show you how to do the right side of your screen now. Do you see where you have a one? And if you click on the two, it'll switch to something a little different. But this section of the test, you have two things to do, and you can go back and forth between one and two. See how I'm flipping back and forth between one and two. And that's good. What I want you to do is see what they're asking first in one and two before you start reading all the articles when you take the test. Okay. So let me back up just a little bit from that too. Remember how last week I said when you do your test, you're going to probably be on the computer at home on a Zoom call. They're going to walk you through how to log into the test. And then when you get to the point of the test where your HST teacher says you may now begin the test, the first thing you're going to do is make your own checklist. Remember how we practiced that last week? You're going to make your own checklist with what you remember on your dress ups and openers. And then the second thing you're going to do is make a keyword outline with three Roman numerals, Roman numeral one, Roman numeral two, Roman numeral three. And then the next thing you'll do is check numbers one and two on this page because you'll be on this page. You will have it open. Before you even start reading your sources, you're going to find out what they want you to do. So looking at number one here, it says click on the boxes to match each source with the idea or ideas that it supports. Some ideas may have more than one source selected. So the first idea is right here where it says people who own businesses have to consider the well-being of all their guests. That's idea one. The next idea number two, being smart and able to handle small objects makes certain animals more appropriate than other animals to assist people who have a disability. Okay, Julio, I see your hand there.
Yeah, I got them all checked off.
Okay, so now I don't want you to just check all the boxes. So here's what you have to do. Look at on the side here. Do you see where it says source one, monkey helpers? Well,
Yeah.
that's the same thing as this source over here, monkey helpers. So as you're reading that first source, and I know you guys read it for your homework, you have to look back in it and find, did it talk about people who own businesses? In the first source, I don't think it did. I don't remember hearing about that in that article. And then you want to think about, did it talk about being smart and handling small objects make certain animals more appropriate than other animals to assist people who have disabilities? Do you remember reading about that in Monkey Helpers? Anybody remember that? Give me a thumbs up if you remember that the source talking about that. Okay, I see Olivia's thumb.
Wait.
So, source one called Milky. Oh my goodness, my words are all mixed up today. Not Milky, it's Monkey. Source one called Monkey Helpers does talk about how they're smart and they can handle all objects, like small objects, because monkeys are small. These monkeys are. So, if you look over here, let's see. Let's scroll down to where I can find it here. I'm trying to see where it says in the article about how they can handle small objects. So look for that in the article and see if you can find where it talks about that. Um, well, it does talk about it right here about the DVD player. They learn how to load a DVD player and push play, or how to open and close microwave doors. Now, I don't think you can teach a dog to do that, maybe, but a monkey has fingers and a thumb like we do. So it's easier for them to grab things and hold on to things. So that tells me that they know how to handle small things, right? And here, and the next paragraph under the simple things, it says, along with operating microwaves and DVD players, these service animals can also turn lights off and on for their owners. They can open bottles and flip the pages of a book for the owners. They can even reach out and scratch an annoying itch. So that's talking about doing small things, handling small objects like opening a bottle. So this idea right here is in source one. So what I want you guys to do is check this box under source number one, monkey helpers, the second box down. Give me a thumbs up if you checked it. Okay, see how I figured that out? I found it in source one, and I know that that one is in source one. Now, I want you to go on, scroll down here to source number two. This one is called Animals Helping People. I'm going to give you a few minutes to read this article by yourself, but while you're reading, I want you to look for, does it talk about people who own businesses? Does it talk about this idea? Or does it talk about how being smart and able to handle small objects makes certain animals more appropriate than other animals to assist people who have a disability? So look for those two things as you're reading the second one. So go ahead and read Animals Helping People and let me know when you're finished. Okay, so read it by yourself quietly. So you'll stop after it talks about the dolphins. That's the end of the source number two. Okay.
Done.
Okay. Give me a thumbs up. I see Julio's done. Okay. I want you to go ahead and check which box you think that, which idea it talked about. For source number two, animals helping people, did it talk about businesses or did it talk about being able to handle small objects? Go ahead and check a box and then we'll talk about what you picked.
No.
Okay, good. So Christopher, what box did you pick?
Being smart and able to handle small objects makes certain animals more appropriate than other animals to assist people who have a disability.
Give me a thumbs up if you guys picked that box, which is this one. Okay, good. It did not talk about businesses and considering the well-being of all the guests. So you're right. Good job, Christopher. All right, so now, and if you didn't get a chance to finish reading that, it's okay, because remember, on the actual test day, you can take your time. You are not timed on it. So if you're a slower reader, take your time. If you're a faster reader, that's okay. It doesn't matter because everybody's going to take it at their own pace. Okay. For class, though, we are going to move on because I do have other things I want to talk to you about. So scroll down to source number 3 right here is right under the part about the dolphins. It says this article from a magazine about animal rights describes new service animal rules that are included as part of a federal law. The author is on staff at the magazine and has a legal background. So this article starts right here. New service animal rules. And I want you to, it's not too long. It's probably about, it's just a few paragraphs there. So I want you to read that on your own and you decide, does it talk about businesses or does it talk about being small and handling small objects? So go ahead and read that one. Julio, do you have a question?
Um, I was gonna say, I just read this morning.
Okay.
I remembered it. It was yeah,
Okay, let everybody read it and then we'll talk about it.
yeah.
I see Olivia's thumbs up there. But go ahead and read that and then pick the box you think it's talking about. It has that idea in it. Sydney, do you have a question?
No, I just finished reading it.
Okay, good. Just hang in there for a minute then. Let's like everybody else finish. London, have you finished reading it yet? Not yet. Okay, that's okay.
I want you to reread it. Reread it with the time on your volume.
Mom, come on.
Okay, good. I think most people have finished reading it. If you have not, it's okay. Don't worry. Like I said, you'll have plenty of time on the test day. So, which one did you pick, Olivia? Which article talked about people who own businesses? Do you think this one talked about that? Okay, she's giving me a thumbs up. And you're right. So this is the box you would check because this is source 3, new service animal rules. That's the name of the source. And it does talk about people who own businesses have to consider the well-being of all their guests. So basically that just means if you own a business like a store, for example, um, you have to accommodate people with disabilities because if you're in the public and you own a store and people are coming into your store, you have to allow certain things like wheelchairs or people who have like oxygen machines or walkers, or if they have a seeing eye dog or some kind of a service animal. Okay. And that's what that article mostly talks about is that if you have a business, a restaurant or a store or something, you have to make sure you can accommodate everybody no matter what their disability. Okay, so see how we have this check now? That's finished. You're finished with number 1. You guys see that? Because we just figured out where these ideas are in the sources. So that's how you do that one. And now I want you to click on number 2 at the top here. By the way, like I said earlier, you can go back and forth between 1 and 2 on this page. It's not going to change anything. This is the part where you have a short answer, and it says, which source would most likely be the most helpful in understanding how a service animal is trained? Explain why this source is most likely the most helpful. Give at least 2 details from the source to support your answer. That's the question for number 2. So right away, does anybody know which source? Is it source 1 or 2 or 3? Which one would be most helpful in learning or understanding how to train an animal? Anybody want to raise your hand and tell me? Do you think source 1? Does it talk about, and you can go back and look at it. Like I said, this is always going to be on the left side, so you can always go back and reread it, look for certain parts. That one does talk about it. What do you think, Julio?
I think the animal helpers.
Animal helpers. Let's go down to that one. Wait, which one? Source number 1?
I isn't animal helper source number 2?
Source number 1 is monkey helpers, and then source number 2 is animals helping people.
Oh,
Is
wait.
that the one you mean?
Yeah. Okay, wait.
So you're looking for how to train them. Does this one talk about, I mean, it does talk about what they can do, how it does talk about their abilities as far as the animal, what they can do, but it doesn't really talk about how they're trained. So there might be a better article than that one. Anybody else want to tell me what
Uh,
article you would pick?
Sorry about my bird.
It's okay. I can't hear it, by the way. Okay, Olivia's showing me a number 1. Thank you for that, Olivia. I agree. Number 1, monkey helpers. Go back up here to monkey helpers. Scroll up to source number 1. See how it says right here? This is a subheading. It says, an unusual set of helping hands. Keep going. Right here, long before school starts. And then look at this one, learning to help. And in this part, it says capuchin monkeys learn how to assist people with disabilities at Helping Hands, otherwise known as the Monkey College. How about that? Would you like to go to a monkey college? In Boston, Massachusetts. This college is not quite like going to a traditional school. Every day for 3 to 5 years, capuchin monkeys learn new skills. Their lessons do not focus on reading and writing, though. Days are spent learning how to load a DVD player into a player and push play, or how to open and close microwave doors. The education takes time, patience, and money. The cost of educating just one monkey is close to $40,000. Finally, after up to 5 years of training, the animals finish school. Now the monkeys are ready to go and live with someone who needs them to help make life a little bit easier. So that's talking about where they go and how they learn different skills. So see how it says over here, which source would most likely be the most helpful? That's what you're going to start with. So if you click inside this box, I want you to type, you can either copy my sentence or type your own sentence, but you're going to turn that question into a statement like this. Source 1 is most likely the most helpful in understanding how a service animal is trained. Now, some of you I know are not fast typers. That's okay because you have to type on the test. If you use your index finger and you go really slow, like one letter at a time, that is okay. Like I said, you have plenty of time. But what I wanted to show you is how I take that question right there and I turned it into a sentence. It says, which source would most likely be the most helpful? I know they used most twice, but we'll do the same. We're just going to turn it into a statement in understanding how a service animal is trained. So I'm answering that question. Source one is most likely the most helpful in understanding how a service animal is trained. And then it says, explain why this source is most likely and most helpful. Give at least 2 details from the source to support your answer. So guess what? We already have 1 sentence, and now we just need 2 more details. So basically you need 2 more sentences after this. So you're going to give 2 details from the source, meaning one detail could be how they go to that school. Known as the Monkey College. This first two, let's see, this is one big sentence right here. Do you guys see where I highlighted that in blue under learning to help? So you don't want to copy the sentence word for word, but you can put it into your own words. So looking at the keywords, you're talking about the capuchin monkeys. So I might say something like this: capuchin monkeys go to school to learn how to help people with disabilities. Something like that. Or you could say, instead of school, you could say a college. Go ahead and practice typing in that box there. And like I said, you can type what I have, or you can make up your own sentences to go with that. But you're referencing source one, and now you're giving a detail. And then I want you to think of a second detail from the same article that supports why you think that source is the most helpful in understanding how a service animal is trained. If anybody has any questions, please raise your hand. I know this is kind of different for us in this class, so please let me know. I'm going to let you guys type for a minute. You're going to type 3 sentences total here. This is short answer. You don't have to do the big paragraphs yet. The next detail could be the part after that, where it says every day for 3 to 5 years, the monkeys learn new skills. You can put that as your next detail to support why you think source one is the most helpful. It tells you about the school and what they learn there. Okay, thumbs up when you got your 3 sentences. Good. Okay, Sydney, how about you read what you have on yours?
Source 1 is the most helpful because it shows how a service animal is trained. They are trained at something known as a monkey school to learn how to help people who can't every single day for 3 to 5 years to learn new things.
Oh, nice. I like that. Good job, Sydney. That's really good. Anybody else want to share what they wrote? That's really good. So what I want you to remember about this part of the test is that it's a short answer, meaning it's just 3, maybe 4 sentences right here. They are not expecting a giant 5-paragraph essay right here, okay? This is just a few sentences, and it'll tell you, see how it says here, give at least 2 details from the source to support your answer. It'll tell you what you need. That tells you basically how many sentences you need. But don't forget that question right there. That's what you're going to start with. You're going to turn that question into a statement, into a sentence. Okay, I know that some of you are still working on it. That's okay. I'm going to have you move on to the next part though, okay? Because I want to show you the big essay page. So you can just stop typing wherever you're at. And do you see up here on the upper left-hand corner the word next, and then there's an arrow. Click next, and it'll take you to number 3. And you're also going to see at the top that you are 67% finished with the test. I know, 6, 7. I said it. That's what it says. And number 3 here is your last thing to do for your writing. Yes, Sydney, did you have a question?
Where is the button next?
Do you see on mine where it's on the left side at the top of the screen where your test is? It says back and next. Did you find it? It's on the upper left side. You'll see back, next, save, and pause. Got it? Okay, good. Now you should be on number 3, and this says part 2. This is where you're going to spend most of your time this day that you take your writing test. Most of your time is going to be on number 3, okay? Yes, Julio.
So how many paragraphs do we have to write?
So on this one, you're going to write 3 paragraphs, okay? And this is part of what your homework was. You did the first paragraph about monkey helpers. But I want you to notice on the instructions for number 3 where it says your assignment over here. For the sake of time, I'm just going to read this paragraph to you, okay? It says, in your paper, you will take a side as to whether you agree with the rule allowing only service dogs and miniature horses in public places, or whether you disagree with the rule. Your paper will be read by your teacher and your classmates. Make sure you clearly state your opinion and write several paragraphs supporting your opinion with reasons and details from the sources. Develop your ideas clearly and use your own words, except when quoting directly from the source. Be sure to give the source title or number for the details or facts that you use. Okay, so this is an opinion paper, and they're asking you, do you agree with the rule that says you can only have dogs and miniature horses as service animals, or do you disagree with that rule? And I know that Megan and I talked about that a while ago. I know Megan disagrees with that rule because she likes the idea of having a monkey as a service animal. So that is an example. So either you agree that only dogs and miniature horses should be service animals, or you disagree with that. Okay, Julio, I see your hand there.
The connection's unstable, you're like going out. I don't know if you
Uh-oh, okay. I'm almost done. I'm done with talking about the online test. I do want you guys to get out your keyword outline that we started last week. Remember this one? And I added at the top an opinion. And I want you to do that on yours too. So find your paper that has your keyword outline here. I started this with somebody else. So, but I want you to add at the very top, either you agree or you disagree with the new rule that only dogs and miniature horses should be service animals. I want you to write that down. If you agree, put agree. If you disagree, put disagree. It's up to you where your opinion is about service animals. So I'm going to give everybody a minute to write that down. Either I agree or I disagree with the new rule that only dogs and miniature horses should be service animals. Give me a thumbs up after you write that. Okay, good. I see that, Julio. All right, how many of you agree with the rule? Give me a thumbs up and put a thumbs down if you don't agree with the rule. Okay, and it's a choice. There's not a wrong or right answer. So, Julio, you're saying you and London agree that you should only have horses and miniature, um, I mean, only dogs and miniature horses for service animals, and London agrees with that. Oh, yeah, and Megan, you agree with that too. I said that wrong earlier. Sorry. Everybody agrees. Okay. So, as you're writing these paragraphs now, you're going to do paragraphs 2 and 3 for your homework this week. So, you're going to look at in your packet that I gave you on Google Classroom that your parents printed. You're going to look at the source number 2, animals helping people. And then you're going to find facts that support how you agree that only dogs and miniature horses should be service animals. Keep that in mind as you're looking for details. And the same with this one, talking about the new service animal rules, that's source number 3. When you're looking for details here, make sure it supports that you agree with that new rule. Yes, Julio?
Well, then I guess I did this week's homework then already.
Okay, good. Did you
I
already do?
accidentally I accidentally did the other two. I thought you meant all three paragraphs.
So go back and make sure you read your paragraphs. You're going to need to add this first in your first sentence, okay? So when you guys go back to that first paragraph that you wrote and add the sentence, I agree or I disagree, and then make sure as you read back on your paragraphs that you wrote that it supports that idea. So you guys are going to finish 2 and 3 this week. And make sure that it supports that idea, okay? Any questions about homework this week?
No.
No, you guys are good? Okay. Maybe you did write all 3 already. You might have to fix some things. So go back and look at some of you probably did. A lot of you didn't turn it in yet. So I want you to write all 3 paragraphs and make sure that it supports your claim that you agree with or disagree with the rule. All right. I think that's it. We're good. So I'm going to let you guys go and I'll see you next week. Have a good one, everybody.
See you next week.
Bye.